Hello, and thank you for joining us for the Advancing Oceanside podcast, brought to you by the Oceanside Chamber of Commerce. The Advancing Oceanside podcast hosts business and community leaders from all industries to help inform, better educate, and ultimately advocate for a prosperous economic climate here in Oceanside. Joining us today is Amy Richards, Program Manager for Vets Community Connections. Vets Community Connections works with veterans, military, and their families to help integrate them successfully into their community by expanding their local networks and showing them opportunities for involvement. Learn more about how businesses can connect with VCC to play an important role in veteran reintegration and raise awareness around opportunities for community involvement. Before we hear from Amy, here's a quick message from our sponsor, Front Wave Credit Union.
Front Wave Credit Union fights for their members, those dedicated to country and community, family and friends, for banking, lending, saving, planning, dream big. They got you. They're Front Wave Credit Union, and they've been making financial dreams come true since 1952. Check them out at frontwavecu.com. Hello and welcome to the Advancing Oceanside podcast. I'm your host, Scott Ashton, and today I'm very excited to have with us Amy Richards. Amy is the Program Manager for Vets Community Connections. How are you, Amy?
I'm fabulous. Thank you very much, Scott, for having me.
Yeah, we're very glad to have you join us today. So before we learn about your organization, we want to know a little bit about you. So maybe share a little bit about your background and how you came to Vets Community Connections.
Absolutely. So I am myself a Coast Guard spouse. My husband's been active duty for about 25 years, and I joined along the ride about midway through his career. I think it was around his 10-year mark that I signed on to join in. And I say join in is more, I get to come to all the great places that he gets stationed to, and explore opportunities. One of the reasons that I am with Vets Community Connections and what brought me to this program is, as a military spouse, we were in various places between initially Massachusetts, which is my hometown area, to Hawaii. We were in San Diego for 4 years. We took a little hiatus up to Kodiak, Alaska for a couple of years, and then made our way back to San Diego. In all of that process, I found that it was necessary to look for ways to find connections to the community. And had there been a program like VCC, I would have had to do a lot less homework myself, and I could have reached out to somebody and asked about what might be out there in San Diego, or even places like Honolulu when we were stationed out there. All of these beautiful places have so much to offer, and I really liked finding ways to have opportunities for my family to really learn about the area that we may have been stationed in for a few years. So it was something that I was a bit passionate about, and always looking for new ways that we could get out and about. Then when we came back to San Diego, this opportunity for Vets Community Connections came up. And it was just a natural fit for me because I'm naturally a networker. I like talking to individuals. I'm that person you have to pull out of the store because I'll chat up the checkout person. And in general, I just am always looking for something new and how I can become a part of the community. And this naturally worked out best for me.
Great. So, well, I am also a Massachusetts native, so we'll have to talk offline about that a little bit and compare notes. So, San Diego is blessed with a variety of organizations serving our military. Tell us a little bit about the role that Vets Community Connections plays.
So ultimately, what we do is we have a goal to truly build a strong network for our veterans, our military members, their families, their caregivers, anyone who is truly veteran or military connected. The ultimate goal is to provide the bridge or the network between that community to the civilian community here in San Diego. And we really do work and strive to give the ability to go from good to great. So we could all be in a really good position here. We're enjoying what we have available to us. But I would really love to be great and find out what else I could do and really leverage what might be available to me in this community and completely explore and embrace all of it.
Okay.
So Vets Community Connections does that for us.
Okay. So it sounds like there's a lot of opportunities for people to engage and support our San Diego area veterans. So for our community members, such as those that might be listening or watching our podcast, how can they get engaged and sign up and be a part of what you're doing?
Absolutely. San Diego is such an incredible community, and it's so extremely supportive of veterans and military members. And in a lot of ways, they want to do more than just say thank you for your service, and they're always looking for a platform in order to do so. So, what we do at Vets Community Connections is we offer that platform. And all they need to do is simply contact us through 1-844 VET Connects, and Connects is spelled CONX, or they could visit our website at vetscommunityconnections.org, and we have a Get Connected form on there. And it's as simple as contacting our program, explaining what their business, their service, or their goods are that they may be interested in offering a special discount or a guidance or awareness about what's available here in San Diego. And then we take the process, into our database system and have them available for when that opportunity comes up and an individual who's either a veteran or military connected person contacts us, and then we can provide that service, information, or goods to them.
Okay, great. So, for our veterans and service members and their families that want to get linked up with your organization, what can they expect?
It's a very seamless process. We make it very easy for everyone. So when someone contacts us, we really do work hard to peel back the layers and learn about what their initial request is. We truly work to understand the need, and we'll ask them multiple questions, whether it's who, what, where, why, how, really understanding exactly what their question is. In doing so, I would say 99% of the time, learn that there's more that they need beyond what they originally asked us about or why they originally contacted us. So what we do is we gather the information, and then we use our database to provide the connection back to the individual. And when we provide the information back, is we will provide the business information, their name, their contact number, what the offer is available as far as whether the individual is looking for an exclusive business discount that we have available, or potential information about recreational opportunities or sports programs for their family and children. It could be anything from volunteer opportunities. We also have been doing a series of webinars about career awareness in San Diego. So we really have an all-encompassing approach to everything that San Diego has to offer. After we provide the information to the individual who contacts us, whether it's a veteran or military connected individual, we will in turn give them that information, and then we will contact the business or individual who they're being connected with. So both parties are aware that they will be speaking with each other going forward. And then we ask that the organization or individual that they'll be working with reach out to them and arrange a time to have a phone call and go over what their request might be.
Okay. So I know a significant number of military families that exit the active duty military stay in this area. And so, post-military career employment is an issue. You touched on it, but can you talk a little bit more about your careers and community webinar?
Absolutely. So what happens when someone transitions out of the military? They go through the transition process. Then they have a certain timeline that they still have access to military resources. Once that timeline expires, they truly are on their own. So what we've been doing here at Vets Community Connections, and also in direct response to COVID and the impact that COVID has had on jobs and careers in San Diego, we have taken the step to provide a webinar. We host a 1-hour Zoom once per month, and we invite in community leaders, whether they're from local corporations or organizations, maybe educational settings, and they speak to what they have available in San Diego, whether it's a career opportunity or a program to enhance somebody's educational background, possible professional certification programs. We really truly strive to create awareness of what's available in San Diego and bring that network to our members who attend, because right now networking is an extreme challenge. And so let us bring that network to you, and we'll provide you the information. And then what's even greater is after the webinar, we have on multiple occasions connected individuals who have attended to our presenters. And we've had presenters anywhere from General Atomics to Sony FBI San Diego's recruiter came in and she did amazing. She really spoke to dispelling the myth of what is sought after for FBI recruit, and truly spoke to anyone can apply. It's really open to any experiences and backgrounds. So that was enlightening for all of us, including all of us at VCC. And then we've had National University, Point Loma Nazarene University, as well as Embry-Riddle Aeronautical. That one was a great one as well because Embry-Riddle, it's a tough one to say. I always had the perception that they were an expensive educational program. I no longer have that perception. So the awareness that was brought was how a military member and a veteran can truly utilize their benefits available to them at a minimal cost for an education through there. There's also Syracuse University's IVMF through Onward to Opportunity. They've presented. We have one coming up in February. We have Amazon and Psych Armor Institute speaking to their programs. So we have been having phenomenal presenters truly help our members explore what's out there in San Diego.
Sounds like you've really adapted to the challenges that the pandemic has presented, but it opens up some new opportunities, doesn't it?
It really does. And, truly, in addition to adapting, is we were a bit predictive. So when COVID began, so many individuals were concerned about losing their job or being laid off. And it was, and rightfully so, it was absolutely a concern. But it was also an opportunity to truly reflect on what you were doing, and if it's what you wanted to continue doing, even if you weren't laid off and you were in that seat. So many things changed over the last year. Is that what's passionate? Is that what really drives you every day? Are you happy about what you're doing? If not, let's take a step back, reflect on what that is, and explore what else might be out there. So VCC, Vets Community Connections, we took the steps to provide that ability to reflect. And this is where we are today.
Great. So, I know in Oceanside and throughout San Diego County, we have a community that is very generous with their time when it comes to serving the military and serving our veterans. So for those that have some time to engage with your organization, how could they get involved in supporting your programs?
Absolutely. And it's the same approach that we use for bringing in resource members and assisting individuals connect to opportunities in San Diego. We truly ask anyone who is interested in volunteering to contact us through the 1-844-VET Connects line, or doing it directly on our website at vetscommunityconnections.org and fill out the Get Connected form. What we do is we are always open to learning about ways that our members can give back to the community, or how we can connect any volunteer opportunities to support veterans and military members and their families. So when an individual contacts us for a volunteer opportunity, we will provide what we have available to them. As an example, different volunteer programs that we've done over the past year, in early, I believe it was April, May, when the U.S. naval ship Mercy was deployed up to Los Angeles, we learned that there was a need for a face mask for each individual in order for them to exit their quarters when they were not on duty. So what we did is we put a call out for donations of handmade or any type of face masks that we could collect and then provide. We were initially requested for, I believe, 140 at the time. We provided over 950 handmade masks.
Wow.
Yes, it was a phenomenal response to that. So we were able to do that, and it went above and beyond, and it truly made a difference and helped with the morale. I can't imagine if you're deployed. I think they had 2 days to deploy. They turned around quickly, got on the ship and left, and then they might not be able to leave their quarters. So being able to make that impact was huge. And then the individuals that supported us, we truly were thankful for what they did and how they stepped up to do so. A couple of the other things we've done is we've supported dogs on deployment. And it was in the same situation when the Mercy deployed. They had multiple members that had to do something about their pets. They only had 2 days notice to go. So we stepped forward and we were able to connect, I believe it was 44 volunteers to provide temporary fosters for those pets at dogs on deployment. So little things such as that we're able to do to make a big impact. Right now, as I was telling you earlier, we actually learned this morning that the VA Medical Center inbound COVID vaccine line is in need of volunteers. So we are currently coordinating a volunteer opportunity for individuals to step forward and commit between 3 to 4 weeks of their time to help assist with the inbound calls. And they would ultimately be a COVID vaccine appointment operator. And we're trying to coordinate volunteers for that. So it's really, we can do anything, just ask, and we're here to help fulfill those needs. And we have the resources to find the volunteers. If someone would like to be one of the volunteers, all they need to do is contact us, and we will be sure to get them onto our list for consistent connections to those opportunities.
Yeah, no, I love hearing how you're able to connect people with their skills and their passions to a need. Whether it be, like you said, the mask making or pet sitting. So that's fantastic to hear. So, Amy, I know you touched on it a couple times, but in closing, can you just remind everybody if they want, where they can find you and where they can find more information?
Absolutely. So the easy way is calling our direct line. It's 1-844-VET Connects, and that's CONX. We also have our website, vetscommunityconnections.org. And then we're also extremely active on social media. So you can always follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Our call sign is @VCC San Diego. And then also check us out on LinkedIn. We are pretty active across the board when it comes to social media. So feel free to reach out to us through any one of those capacities. And then also, if you have something that you would like us to share about what your program either is offering or is in need of, reach us through any one of those avenues as well.
Great. Well, Amy, thank you so much for taking time to be with us today and share with us about Vets Community Connections. We do appreciate the work you're doing on behalf of our veterans and military families.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the time, Scott, and we appreciate all that you're doing as well.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Advancing Oceanside podcast, brought to you by the Oceanside Chamber of Commerce. Continue with us on our journey to help inform, better educate, and ultimately advocate for Oceanside. You can view all of our other podcasts on any podcast listening locations, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify, or visit our YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe to catch all the latest updates on all things Oceanside. Join us next week as we host another influential leader from our community.